Welcome to Sri and Kira Live. As our world spins seemingly out of control, we are all experiencing time speeding up, chaos shifting to a new level, and a yearning to know the greater mysteries of the universe. What does it all mean? Visionary spiritual teachers and best-selling authors Sri Ram Kaur and Kira Ra explore these mysteries, offer live soul readings, and invite you to open up your mind, body, and spirit to the paradigms that are shifting. Bringing you fresh perspectives and timeless wisdom, here are Sri and Kira.
Namaste and welcome to Sri and Kira Live. I am wisdom teacher Sri Ram Kaur.
And sneaking a hug right here, I am Master Lady Kira Ra, and beloved angels, the chalice is open. Yeah. We are open. The moment is at hand. You are outrageously sane. And today we're going to dive into that. We're going to dive into what's going on over here.
Yeah,
and
beautiful.
We are going to really harness the energy of now.
You know, this is an amazing time, and each day we have been offering a video with the energy of the day and an invitation to step up into the flow rather than being crescendoed by the flow.
And you might say, why? Well, that's because of the violet ray.
The violet ray ignition.
The violet ray opened April 1. And, you know, before we jump into all of that, let's give them those phone numbers because we always forget.
Absolutely.
Right? So remember.
You can call us at 517-208-1500, 517-208-1500, or toll free 888-627-6008.
888-627-6008. Get in the queue now. And remember that we really care about your questions and want to address them in real time if we can. So if you have a question outside of your question being a mini soul reading, but if you have a question about the material we're presenting or something that's happening that you'd like further explanation on, please let our producer know over at that 88800 number at BBS so that he can let us know. And similarly, over at 517-208-1500, if you press *5, right?
Yeah, *5.
That'll raise your hand on our end, knowing that you have a question as well. So let's talk about the violet flame, because this is where it all begins. You notice that even these wings are violet, right? That everything that you're seeing is this energy that has unified. And on April 1, the violet flame did something that it hasn't done in this way for a very long time. And that's what ignited these 12 days. The violet flame has called a sense of greater clarity to those who are seeing through the illusion. The support that has, I'm going to stand right here, ignited you, right? You are the chalice. Do you see this? You are the chalice. Look at your wings.
Breathe that in.
Breathe. Look at your wings. Do you see how the violet ray right now? What is the violet ray doing? It is lifting your wings. Do you see the shield of Zodkiel? That became the heart, the ignition of the chalice. And that in this moment of April, this is what the first 12 days is about. It is about the opportunity for you to fully fill your cup. And this all started at the WWA. And Shri, I want to just check real quick and see if we have sitting in, I think we do, sitting in right here. Can we bring in this caller from Michigan, I believe is, Minnesota, I believe is Jess. And so we're trying to get Jess in with us right now.
Hi, are you there?
Jess, is that you?
No, they're not talking.
They're not. Okay, so perhaps that's not her. So we're going to go ahead and unmute that then. And all right.
Oh, wait a second. I hit the wrong button.
That would be why.
There you go. Jess, is that you?
This is Jess.
Hey, we did get you. So Jess, as we're filling this, I don't know if you can see us right now, but as we're filling our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful chalice, we had to bring you in because of what's happening right now during this 12-day violet ray ignition and how this really started during the WWA. And who better to talk about this than to bring you in right now?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, the timing is so perfect, right? And we keep chuckling at how perfect everything is lining up. Even this beautiful chalice, that came forward for the calendar for this month and what we're looking at, this birth in WWA, absolutely. The energy of the chalice and our open heart and that ability to ignite an aligned, balanced action, alignment, right?
Yes.
And balance in our feminine masculine. I mean, it's so perfect right now that we're doing this and we're in these 12 powerful days. I'm loving it.
Yeah, no, it's really incredible. And, one of the things that Shri and I are loving right now is we're recalling back. Let's go and let's really talk about what happened here on the mountain, what has come forward for humanity, the unified presence of the masculine feminine that has ignited this chalice.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And, being there was incredible with all of you that were on site, all of you that were there virtually with us. I mean, we were all together on that mountain over the equinox. And it was a huge moment out of moments that the eagle and condor came together, right? We had the divine feminine and masculine unite. And I mean, miracles happened. I mean, it happened within the Kanyari themselves. It happened in our connection with one another. Very profound, and it's an opening, and we are in it right now. Whether or not those of you listening got to tune in live, I mean, you could still just jump in and grab the recordings. Please do, because
and over at YouTube, right, Jess? And there's some that are posted up at
some
YouTube.
Of that's at YouTube.
Just go to YouTube and go look at those videos. There's some profound information up there. Those were the parts that we had put out to the world then. Go reconnect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, that's right. They're all up on the official Shri and Kira YouTube channel and the Oneness Talk Radio YouTube. So you can catch a lot of what was happening there and get a really good idea. It was magical. I mean, we say that word, but I mean, things were happening and manifesting for everybody there. And we're building, I know what I believe is possible for the world, why I came here. I believe in a better world, a balanced world, a world of oneness. And that's what we were doing. And that's what we are doing. And it's incredible to be a part of this. And all of us here listening now, we're all part of this. It's our time.
Yeah. Well, Jess, as I'm listening to you, my heart, and as I'm holding my beloved here, what my heart is receiving is this violet ray ignition. And I would hope that all of you have been with us since April 1. And it doesn't matter when you jump in, get to Official Shri and Kira at YouTube, watch the daily videos. And Jess, I don't know about you, but that ensoulment that came in during the Miracle Team Mastery Mentorship yesterday was like such a profound amplification. Shri and I have had to rewatch it 3 times ourselves. And I mean, wow, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have to go back and watch it. I was so in the ensoulment as it was happening. And the energy of us being together and the energy of the sharing of the ensoulment was what really co-created a powerful transcendent moment. And that we're at this time of being able to release the doubt and really be, that we're the mainstream, right? And that we are able to step out of that illusion and to remember that. So, I mean, that was a really powerful Miracle Team Mastery Mentorship team call.
Yeah, it really was. And I want to jump in because as you're sharing that, what it's really calling my heart to is the moment at hand. That we are in this 12-day expansion. We are in a moment of working with, not only has this violet ray ignited as literally the propulsion of our wings that have ignited the chalice.
It just fits.
This was not planned, but it is working, right? And so even better, because now you can feel what I feel when I create these graphics. But do you feel that, Jess? And notice where the shield, do you see where the shield of Zodkiel is? It's in my ascended heart. You see that? Right here. Yeah. This, I'm just going to do this so you guys can see it. That's the ascended heart is what's holding it all together. And that's the inner part of the shield. And then when we ignite the chalice, look what happens, right? it all comes up. So this violet ray propulsion has also ignited the violet flame of transmutation in this mastery sequence of 12. And this is what it's like. I just feel like we're marching there. Like, I just feel like I want to march there, because on Monday, April 12, which will be the 12th day,
yes,
instead of a daily video, what's going to happen on the 12th day is we're literally opening the grid of illumination by coming together in the I Am presence, in conscious awareness, in both multidimensional space and density through the acquisition of a book. And we are going to literally be able to call in. Think about those that don't even know how to interface with multidimensional presence. By default, you're going to have that experience. And that's day 12. So imagine why we're all being prepared for that gathering, Jess. I mean, how about you, Shri? I mean, don't you guys feel what's happening?
Yeah, there's a beautiful crescendo of energy afoot, and the violet ray is transforming. Should you participate, should you be willing to release that which no longer serves you, to transmute the old hurts, to let go of all hope of a better past, to move forward with the trust that I am, the divine presence here on earth. I am radiating light. And should you choose to align and be in those truths, the violet ray is transmuting all that is unlike that.
And to know that and feel that, and that we're loved so much that we've been given these 12 days. And, you know, yesterday's day was so power-filled about the cave. And then that ensoulment talked about it. It was mind-boggling. So mind-boggling. We're showing that video on this show today.
It deserves
so
another attention.
To be here. We're going to show it to you with, I mean, you got to watch it again. Even if you've already watched it, you've got to watch it again, because even Shri and I are watching it many times and taking notes. So, Jess, how about you, honey? What's going on over there?
Yeah, I am just definitely, my heart's just so expanded and smiling, because this is just so imperfection. And, you know, I've noticed all the things in my own world that are coming up to clear and release, and I'm all about it. Violet flame, violet ray, like that we have the support and help, you know, it's all systems go. I'm excited about it. I really am.
Well, you know, and speaking of all systems go, let us also not forget, like everything we've mentioned wouldn't be enough, right? But let us not forget that Monday, April 12, which is the 12th day, which is when Shri and I have the honor of shepherding with all of you the decoding and the unlocking of the I Am discourses, when Saint Germain steps forward again in a way that has not happened yet. And that also is the illuminated new moon. I mean, hello. So let's amplify this even more, right?
Yes.
And then not only will that be the moment where we each stand as the point of the ignition of the grid of illumination that will help stabilize the energy of the planet and really help restore balance, right? In addition to that, on the 14th, which is the peak up level of April. So we go right from this illuminated new moon, boom, we raise the shield of divine illumination. And you feel that? Because that's what it's going to feel like. There will be a shock wave, because whenever anything that's been out of balance comes to balance, it usually goes into some strange gyrations before the balance is achieved. And remember, according to Ascended Numerology, right now, we are at the 12 o'clock hour of our consciousness, like a pendulum hanging from that 12, swinging between expansion and contraction, swinging in all these amazing directions without any still point. And when we emerge out of that, we are going to go right into the 9, and our high heart will receive. So this is the moment where that week of April 12 is going to be a boom for the grid of illumination. Then midweek on Wednesday is the amplification of that boom through the up level. And then by the time the next week comes, we are already in the, I'm going to call it harmonic frequency, and we're going to talk more about this in a moment, of that first shock wave that's coming in May. So as you breathe that in, what blows my mind is the timing of the WWA mentoring, of the time when we all get together, because that's Wednesday the 14th. It's like when the world needs that extra moment, when we're all going to need an extra moment, that extra moment's there.
Yeah, I am just, I'm laughing over here and chuckling. It was joy really about this. And yeah, Wednesday, that up-level moment that we begin this next cycle and journey of the WWA mentorship. I mean, talk about bringing together powerful beings and co-creative presence to assist the world and one another in creating what is possible. I mean, that's blowing my mind. I mean, be prepared for miracles and miracles and miracles and miracles.
Absolutely. And for those of you that are going, now, wait a minute, what is she talking about? We are talking about an intimate, a small group mentoring circle of committed individuals, committed people, women, wellness awakenings. The WWA is igniting the divine feminine, igniting a higher sense of balance, and awakening to soul purpose, to soul empowerment.
And it's not just for women.
It's not just for women.
Capitals.
It is an acknowledgement of the time we're in, where the divine feminine is bringing the healing energy this world requires. Yeah. And so Jess will be there along with Kira and I to offer healing, coaching, and individual listening and mentoring. And this begins on that Wednesday, the 14th. So if you feel like you'd like a little support and want to find your voice and empower yourself even more, then go to ShriandKira.com, look at the events page, you'll find it, sign up, and be with us, because this is a circle of power.
Well, and not only that, I really have to jump in, because you guys know me and my ascended numerology and all that. This is also, we just completed, and Jess and Shri and I were all honored. We just completed the 6 months that took us to this equinox. Look at what has happened to humanity in those 6 months that led up to March 2021. Those 6 months, which began last October, right? That bridge energy, that momentum, that holding the presence was literally the difference for many of us between even that event happening or not. That's how valuable this was. And that's what April is about. Outside of the coaching, this month, and especially these 12 days, which is why Shri and I are coming to you every single day at YouTube with a video to offer you the energy of the day. And please watch them every day. Go back and watch them in sequence. Notice how they're building. These 12 days matter. And how you hold your mastery, how your chalice right now fills or not, how your wings are open and receiving or closed and not, because that is existing right now. That is what's happening in this month of profound experience. And it's important to not lose track of the fact that we are in a cycle, right? February, March, and April were the buffer that were preparing us for May. May is the first time we're going to have this massive shockwave of energy hit us, and there's 3 of them coming this year. So it's a really big moment. And Jess, I just want to thank you for being with us today. And I guess what I want to end with is saying I'm excited for you to be joining us again in September, because that's why this is so important. April, this mentoring will take us to the other experience of that rainbow, when this energy will bridge from March all the way to September. And that is just so important. And just any comments you want to share?
It has really just been an absolute honor and privilege to have shared time with everybody in this way, and to continue this journey. And I really do feel with all my heart that we are making that critical difference. I know we are, and I'm so thankful to be here. So, and looking forward, yes, to September. I mean, incredible what we will do between now and then.
Oh, absolutely. And sweetheart, I just want to share with you, thank you for being you. Thank you for all that you are doing on the planet. And we are great-filled and excited to be with you so soon. It's going to be next week when we have the 14th upon us. It's like, blink your eyes, here we are. And these 12 days, yummy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jess.
Much love, dear.
We love you, honey. Namaste. So everyone, I love that you have your hand on your heart. May we all bring our hand to our heart right now. And, I wore this, isn't this beautiful? This beautiful, it's one of these like big poncho things. I wore it because of all of this today. And the reason I did that, and along with the jade and the honoring of the infinite, is because today is a day of absolute resurrection presence. It is a day that is that rich opportunity to call forward all of that which is ready to blossom. Did you want to jump in, Sri?
No.
I can feel it.
Oh, no. I just get
He's
used
like,
to it.
yes.
It's each and every year we touch into the resurrection energy. And the resurrection energy is part of the grander cycle that has been blessed on this planet for year after year. However, 2015 to 2022 is the ascension escalator, and we are nearing the cusp of that opportunity to choose conscious self-ascension, to participate consciously with the resurrection of the human essence. That is, I am love, I am light. I am love, I am light. I am the resurrection.
So breathe that in. I am the resurrection, as this beautiful chalice has opened. And as the energy of experience is before us this month, in this moment right now, Sri and I today would like to present the argument, as you will, or the case for the positive momentum that is before you. The incredible experience that is happening, how to navigate your way through it, and why it is important that you may take this moment to say yes to doing that. And this is, again, because of this violet ray ignition, because of these 12 days, the group think container has become etched, just absolutely etched with the allness. And really, that is where we need to begin, is with that incredible recognition that Sri and I years ago put out a program that is still incredibly relevant today called Ascended Sanity. And we did this when this whole 2015 through 2022 started coming in. It was evident that time was going to shift. And we're going to show you some more of that again right now. It was evident that we were going to be stepping into new ways of being. Sri and I saw this coming, which was why we started our journey back in 2010, because we had to be ready for this moment now. We all did. And we all are. And when you break through, so to speak, when you are able to attain that moment where the ego softens and where that peace, love, and joy anchor, where that ascended presence comes in, you lift into what Sri and I have coined as ascended sanity. It's where everything makes sense at a level that you couldn't even perceive before. And from there, you actually become aware of what we would refer to as density sanity. And that to the one that is aligned and aligned with density sanity, you will always seem either insane or crazy or outside the norm. And you will never not be that to one who is only able to be that. And the blessing of that is to be at the moment where you see it for what it is. Mm-hmm. When you can really wrap your arms around them and love them because they sincerely know not what they do. And then you lift through the next field of awakened presence to the place that Sri and I have lovingly coined outrageously sane. The moment where it is all so clear that the only way to describe it, the only words we've come up with is that you become outrageously sane, and the clarity is extraordinary.
I remember a time or two that someone said, you're a little eccentric. And,
at least. At least.
And I smile at that because what that betrays is a very common way of thinking, that there is a normal, that there is a middle, a centric path.
Well, that's that.
And I am indeed eccentric. I am not in that path any longer. However, I am indeed radically sane. I am outrageously sane. I am very clear. And I think each of you is also clear every time you let go of the need to compare.
Yeah.
So let's take that in.
Wow, let's breathe that. When you said that, I heard a lot. I felt a lot of you right here. Wow.
Comparison kills.
There it is.
Comparison slashes all trust in what you are and what you're doing. It is important to not compare. It's one thing to have a context, to happen to notice that the way I'm dancing has its own uniqueness. To notice is different than to compare, because comparing brings in a judgment of, well, I'm outside of normal, or this is better or worse, or all those things.
And it reinforces self-doubt.
It reinforces doubt. And
frequently.
And doubt absolutely collapses your energy. Mm-hmm. So comparison kills, doubt collapses. Who are you except you? And in the you-ness that is expressing, you are the mainstream. You are the centric flow. You are blessed. And you are blessing creation with your unique contribution. And each and every one of us is contributing our center flow, so to speak, our mainstream into this huge fabric of creation that we call the allness. And we are generating beauty. And the moment we let go of comparison and doubt, that beauty brightens, expands, and ignites others to do the same. Wow.
Well, I'm actually feeling throat chakras, and that's, I was called to wear the Moldavite eye. You all know that's pure Moldavite. And so I was called to wear the eye at my throat chakra, and now I know why.
It's actually green, but it's picking up the green screen and the blue.
Oh yeah, so is this. Fabulous, aren't these? All right, we love it.
Yeah.
So Shri, I want to jump in with what you're sharing here, because this is all about this concentric time blast. So can we show the let's show this again really quickly, because a lot of people are asking, well, why did the violet ray come in now? Why is this happening? What's going on here? So let's look at this. And if you were with us at the Mastery Mentorship team, we talked a little bit about this yesterday. There's two things I want you to pay attention to here. The eye in the center, which probably already grabbed your attention, because that's the ignition of that 0 point energy field. That is, notice that the eye is covered in violet energy. That energy is actually with us. That's why you'll see all of the concentric circles were made to be kind of that violet-y color for the year. So as a quick reminder, January and February formed the first infinite spiral, which ignited the shield. And then the eye opened. And then it was March, where we've just gone through and hit it again, going into April, that the ignition occurred. And so this violet ray ignition that has happened on the planet right now also gave rise to a profound ensoulment that was given at the crop circle when Shri and I were called by Archangel Zadkiel to go find a crop circle that they had said was coming and had actually had me draw a few years earlier. And the reason I'm sharing all of that is because of the way we must navigate time. Go to our website right today and read the article. It's the most current article. You'll see it right there on our homepage. Click on it, and it will talk about what was going to happen to our time, and it has. It almost explains this better than I can. But what's important for you to pay attention to are those green. You see those green? There's 3 of them. We are going to hit this first one, and it's going to come in, and it's going to be at the, you see how it's at the outer rim? It's outside of the active Taurus field, but it's going to be a big hit. This is going to be something that we have never experienced energetically before. It's going to be very rich throughout May and June. It's also going to be there in July and August. It's not going to really ever fully dissipate until August, when by the end of August, it starts coming in again, and it will swing all the way through September, October, all relaxing, and then it's going to squeeze November, December. This is important to understand because all of these energies, everything that we just showed you, is being affected by these 12 days right now. And so it's really like these 12 days of massive up level. There's part of me, it's like the 12 days of Christmas. It's like the 12 days of any beautiful, blessed event. But we are in the 12 days of basically illuminating that grid, bringing the grid of illumination into full active presence. And because this has not been done by all of us before, you've got to really take this in. And I want you to just relax, because I know what this can sound like. Remember, we are beyond where we have ever been in our consciousness before. And this was even in the ensoulment. They talked about Atlantis and all of these other times that we attained great levels of consciousness. And though we may have been using telepathic abilities in lieu of other choices we've made in this concentric experience, our level of consciousness has reached an expansion where we are able to sustain form. That's been part of the great experiment, is how high a frequency of consciousness can we hold these forms? Like, can we push it? Can we figure that one out? Because we like this. That's why we keep doing this. But in this moment, we have hit a crossroad. And it's more like a T. It's really more like a T. And that T, in order to break through and call in that cross of perfect balance, demands that as many as possible who are here in this cycle to do so are remembering who they are and coming forward so that we can ignite this grid. And I will share with you, we need your help. The word is just not getting out there. We are inviting you to help us help heal the heart of humanity. Let's invite as many as we can to be there on Monday, April 12th, and be part of the I Am discourses.
The I Am discourses originally came out in the early 1930s, and Godfrey Ray King channeled the beloved Master Saint Germain to deliver this content. The book disappears because it's green. Here, rotate it a little bit. Tilt.
There we go. Okay,
anyway,
there it is. All right.
Anyway, and so this book contains powerful information to activate your capacity to be in the world as a master. But herein is the rub. Most people have identified with their personality, with their egoic shell, and the higher self or the soul is kind of a little part-time fantasy versus a full-time identity, a being.
True.
And that the I Am discourses
it's okay.
All right. Anyway,
you get it.
The I Am discourses are really a call to anchor in your I Am presence, or as they refer to it, the mighty I Am presence.
Yeah.
And in anchoring your consciousness there, all of the illusionary stuff begins to dissipate, begins to transmute. Therein, the violet ray is your best friend. Now, in the transmutation of all of that, a new way of being, a new world will automatically appear. And so there's an interesting concentric timeline that's happening. This material was originally released, like I said, in the mid-1930s. Here we are approaching, 2030 or 2021 right now. And the degree of mastery
36
potential on the planet.
Yep, 1936.
Is higher now than has ever been.
Yep.
So let me offer you just a couple of fun little noticings. I spent a lot of years reading sacred texts and researching and studying before I cultivated a certain sense of attainment. And when I think we go through this, all of us, is that we seek until we find.
Right.
We're looking. I can't remember reading about ascension symptoms. Can you? Have you looked at any ancient texts or even recently, 1970s stuff? Did they talk about ascension symptoms?
They did, but it was but no, it was hidden.
Yeah.
It was always phrased in ways that unless you understood the codes, just like what's happening on in this moment with this, you had to understand the codes to find it.
Whereas if you type in ascension symptoms on YouTube right now, you're going to see a plethora of so-called experts talking to you about the ascension flu and the ringing in the ears and all the stuff. Now, Kira and I also brought forward a lot of this information.
I think we were the first one on YouTube
I think
to do it,
we
actually.
pioneered this, almost 15, 18 years ago.
It's about 17 years
and it was in some of our earlier books. Now, I offer that to you as a witness for the time that we're in.
Yeah.
As Kira shared, the consciousness that was present at Atlantis on this planet, the level of consciousness then was not greater than what is available now to those that are walking this path of awakening.
And we actually have already surpassed it. So we have already surpassed that. And that's what you know, or you wouldn't be watching this show.
And so the ability to hold that frequency in the body while still having a body of form and not just transitioning has its challenges. There are its moments, and it's doable because you, as the masterful I Am presence, can indeed command and be in union with the body to bring about a harmony, to allow this vibratory state to be wholesomely expressed. Now, ascension symptoms, I Am presence, and timing. We are at an amazing time on this planet. And as Kira and I have been teaching, sharing, and assisting for the last 6 years solidly, 2015 to 2021, we've got one more year on the ascension escalator, that the frequencies, the waves of energy are affecting everything. When you participate consciously, you are participating with a sense of acceptance and orchestration. I can command this energy. I can orchestrate my life to be in harmonic flow with this ascension energy. When we do not participate consciously, we either are holding our frequency at a denser level where the ascension frequencies are just like a gentle breeze blowing by and we don't even notice, or we start having reactive experiences that are, for the most part, affecting our emotional body, creating disruptions in the stability of density structures. And I think many of you have witnessed what's happened in density structures in the last few years.
Right.
And we saw a wave that came in last fall, and there's another wave coming in May.
Big.
And this is
unique. May is unique.
And this impulse that is happening in May, provided that you and I and all of us are consciously participating with this violet ray ignition that is happening here and now with the April 12th I Am discourses, and Kira Ra will be ensoling beloved Master Saint Germain as we bring forward this information again now. And this is the preparation required to have a journey of grace and ease in this time. And so I'm not doing anything other than sharing what I know to be true, and I trust that you feel the power of this opportunity. If not now, if you don't claim your mastery now, and the master is the one that says that which is unlike my mastery, I'm releasing. One of the signs of the master is I'm not living in the BS zone anymore. I'm not going to compromise to that extent anymore. I'm willing to be nakedly authentic. When you are able to say, I love myself enough to trust myself enough to be what I came here to do and do it, you're living your mastery. And this is what's before us right here and right now.
Isn't it so great?
The new earth is not filled with old compromises.
It's right now. It really is. It's what, I'm so, Sri, you're just getting me so excited. Aren't y'all just so excited listening to Sri? I am.
And it's an exciting time. I am energized by this world that we are co-creating, because we're dancing with the paradox. Creation is, and we are participating with. And it's important to remember, as you gather at this YouTube presentation, our quote radio show, you are gathering with spiritual family.
How fun is
Say
that?
hi in the chat. Offer each other a hug. Feel the energy that Kira and I are radiating, that each other are magnifying. Each one of us is a sacred mirror.
Yes,
and
there it is.
we are magnifying the beauty and the power of the human spirit. We are magnifying the wholesome, the positive. We are the mainstream. This is the primary flow, mainstream.
Outrageously sane.
Let go of all comparisons and dance with the music that is arising from within your heart right now.
I love that. I love that. I know you are, right? Oh my God, Sri. And this is why these 12 days are so important.
We're in it.
Right? This is that moment. This is what is happening. And, Sri, we have a question sitting over at BBS. And why don't we welcome our caller and answer their question?
All right. We're going over to BBS Radio. We're going to say hi to Trevino from California.
A first-timer who would like to know more about the open chalice. All right. Well, welcome, Trevino.
Hi, how you doing?
Well, we are doing well, sweetheart, and
Thanks
welcome
for calling.
to the show. Welcome. Glad you got through today.
I know I am. Clearly, we are doing great. This is a wonderful time that we're waiting for it for millennia.
Yes.
It's so wonderful to be here with you, sharing this space and time with you. I just wanted to, a rhetorical question would be the chalice. Is it filled to the brim? What can somebody with a third density expect if they are a little bit open, not all the way open, but a little bit open to this reality?
Well, first and foremost, thank you for asking. The first thing is, I'm going to point right here. What the blessing is the ignition. It's like, this is the heart. You see this? It's all about the ascended heart. And in the middle of the ascended heart is this beautiful diamond ray energy that ignites that four-pointed, you see that? The cross of equilateral balance. And so for the one who is in density, who is even just has a breath available, what will happen is that their heart will ignite to the extent that their heart can. And any time a heart opens, our wings expand. Is that not the greatest gift? Is to remember that we are all here to do exactly everything that we're doing is helping not only ourselves. Actually what we get out of it is probably the least of it. Each one of us is really here serving the all, because our life is our service. And so if in the moment the heart just goes, wow, let me just take this moment, and even if I have to pretend, just in this moment, remember that I am as you are, that there is no separation, that the greatest illusion of all is what the group think wants. And then in that moment, the eyes open a little more too.
Yeah.
I see.
So breathe in.
And an instant is an eternity.
Right. Of course it is. It's infinite.
Well,
Infinito.
And one of the things, when we look at the beautiful graphic that Kira created, it's important to remember that the felt experience of the chalice is an ignition at the heart, which means I accept and love myself. I love all creation, which ignites the upper chakras. And so this energy is this chalice energy. It's like all those paintings of old where the halos were around the saints. Well, we're igniting your halo here.
So I'm standing up because let's do a living ankh. Let's do a living ankh. That's what everybody needs to do, because that's what you could help someone with, is teach them the living ankh. So living ankh, we have our feet, right? Where feet are even with our shoulders, And then with the living ankh, we're going to call that beautiful, beautiful white ray up our left foot, golden ray up to our right foot. Let it just kind of hover there, like pretend you're standing on a hovercraft and it's got a white ray or a crystalline ray and a golden ray. And then let's just let our hands drop, and let's just quickly do this because it's really fabulous. And with our breath, we're going to breathe those beautiful two energies up to our knees. And if you're sitting, you can do this too. Keep your spine as straight as you can if you are sitting. But allow that to come up to your knees. Now feel that energy coming right up the thighs, and let it just stop right at the chakra, right there at the first chakra, base of the spine, where you feel this beautiful golden crystalline blend of energy. And now breathing it, we're going to let it just spiral all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, and feel it coming out of your crown like a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fountain of shimmering light. And then we're going to take our arms, we're going to open them wide. We're going to push back our hands so that our heart is more available. Pushing back, let the head go back. And we're now right in front of us. There is an emerald ray from Archangel Raphael, and feel that emerald ray come in and radiate out your arms, illuminating and suspending your eternal nature. Breathing up, exhaling. We bring our arms in front, scooping up all of this eternal light, love, and presence, and we honor all that is and all that has ever been. Breathing up, notice how you feel. And for those of you that don't know this practice, it is at ShriandKira.com. It's free under self-ascension on the homepage. So that's the other thing I would suggest is you've got to move the energy field, and the living ankh is the reminder that we are eternal beings. We are the living ankh. You are the ankh. And so what a fabulous way to honor this moment of our ignition. Thanks for asking.
You know, the universe, it loves you so much that it allows you to do all of this for us. And I'm just so thrilled that you can do this for us. Give us this knowledge, this energy, this information that it's going to change our lives forever. I'm just so grateful and honored and humbled that you can do this for us. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We love you, honey. And thank you for being. You're an amazing being. And just keep moving forward. You've got so much going on around you. I love you so much, honey. Many blessings.
You know, the living ankh practice is a reminder that we have the power to command the light, to command energy. Yeah. And when we do that from a heart-centered place of balanced consciousness, and we bring that energy up the spine and circulate it, and we are activating our crystalline nature.
And it's so amazing. And that's what these 12 days are about. And Shri, I want to talk about that because, beloved angels, the past 3 days and today's energy, our little video is not done yet. You'll have to check in on that one again tonight, because there's been a whole thing about every night just bringing it out. It's like ending your day, and if it's the end of your day when you see the video, then reflecting back through the day and taking the energy of that day and bringing it forward as you bring it inward, and trusting as you're connecting with each day. The day we are in today happens to also coincide with the energy of Christ consciousness for many the energy of resurrection, for many the energy of joy, and spring, the energy for many of rebirth, right? And that is what the chalice is really about. This is the ignition. Remember that how the chalice came to be was in the March equinox. Humanity opened a portal within a portal. It is a rainbow bridge that opened at the March equinox and is amplifying, and will seal in the September equinox. This is why it's so important. This is why we're gathering for 6 months of fellowship, community, and mentorship, because this is an important 6 months. This 6 months will seal itself. And literally, the only way I can describe it is it's like somebody's throwing a shot from the other end of the court and going, I need to hit that. And that's what this is going to be. And when that gets launched, that is going to go ahead in concentric dimensionality and literally affect where we go in 2022. So this 6 month window of the entire 2015 through 2022 experience is fascinatingly the most important singularity, meaning this one event will affect an entire harmonic frequency. Like literally it's going to be that drop in the water that leaves the circles. And because of that, Shri and I really want to invite you right now to kind of take a moment and relax into, we're going to show you the day 3 video, right?
Yeah.
Because
sure.
it also has the ensoulment in it. And before we would share even any more about what's happening this month, it would be a beautiful gift for all of us to kind of arrive there. Whether you've been tracking with what's happening or not, you have an opportunity right now to really go into that, because it is a moment that is building. Every moment is building.
Well, I'll tell you what then, beloved ones, we're going to play that video clip, and we invite you to be with this consciously. There's a lot of layers of profundity that are contained in this brief video. So please breathe and enjoy. And there it is. Here we go. Hey, hello and welcome to day 3. We are standing in front of the Cave of Creation here at Tosa Blue Mountain. And I'll tell you what, the energy is fabulous.
You know, this is a miracle day. We just got done with our miracle team ceremony. And today, day 3, is the day of the cave. It is the day of going in as the master and coming out even more illuminated. And that's why we're coming to you live from the Cave of Creation. We're going to share a little bit more about these caves that stand here in what we lovingly call the 11th dimension. And then, get ready, a spontaneous surprise ensoulment that talks about the importance of this day. Day number 3, the Trishul ignites. 3 out of 12, it's profound.
It's our time, beloveds. Breathe and enjoy. Fabulous carvings on the natural trees are holding this frequency of abundance, of love, of peace, everything that we associate with the 5th dimension. But we're going to go a little higher right now. I'm standing in this high aspect ratio pyramid here at the platform we refer to as the 7th dimension. Now the frequency inside this pyramid is higher than the surrounding energies, and it truly opens up a portal of connection that when you stand here you can feel and connect with that which is closer to your true essence, the vibration of your soul. Even though the entire tree was up in flames, there was enough vitality and sap and desire to be here that she overcame that obstacle and has birthed not only new foliage for herself, but many new trees have sprung up through her roots that have extended out to offer the gift of life. Now we're going to head on up even higher, 11th dimensional energy, and welcome to the Cave of Clarity. This beautiful one-person cave is an opportunity to experience the resonance that is beyond the distractions of density. And this beautiful cave, I'm right in the entrance of it, and it goes back in. In this cave, the resonance here is of the higher frequency than before. And this allows you to energize your dreams and to connect with that which is about to be, therefore creation. And the view right here is at the Compadres Mountain. And on the side of the mountain is the profile of the ancient alien wisdom keeper. And we can zoom in on that. You can get a sense of this beautiful Miguel that is in the earth radiating presence. And at the equinox, you will see the sun rise in that notch over the hill, just opposite the cave of creation. Know that every one of us is living an extraordinary life. There are no ordinary moments. There is only the extraordinariness of the living miracle. And you are part of that, are you not? So let's prepare ourselves to move into ceremony. Breathing deeply and fully. Deeply. Fully, meaning I accept the energy of this divine breath. Ave Sa. Ave Sa. And think along with me as I recite the mantra of self-ascension. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me.
As we arise with great humility into the 12 days before us right now, these 12 days are days of creation, of extraordinary up-level opportunity, of extraordinary breath and exquisite vision. Each day marked by its own energy, yet each day building as if a necklace of diamonds worn around your neck. 12 diamonds, each perfect in their own, yet when called together, only the one that is awake can wear. This is a moment where we are being called into the higher presence of all that has ever been. This is the moment where all of the masters have come forward. It is the trap of the master's ego that awaits the one that is expanding even more. For the master's ego carries great impatience with those that have yet to awaken, and yet simultaneously is aware of their experience to be here to assist just that. It is a period of integration. It is what many would call an ascension symptom. And this ascension symptom can manifest in many different ways and through many different beings. It is indeed simpler when around those that have already gone through. Yet there have not been many that have ever congregated, which is why many go into the cave. They walk into the cave because within the cave they can feel safe, where they can be in their mastery presence, expanding beyond without the limitation trying to push back. Whenever we expand beyond, the limitation will try to push back. And the irony is that that pushback will find itself to be the propulsion that for the master will assist you to expand again, to see each moment as pushback, as a moment of expansion. This is why the swing or the pendulum is swinging in the infinite cycle right now, in a vast, wide swing between expansion and contraction, expansion and contraction. These two in the world of density only exist because of the other. And it is through the clarity, the upliftment, and the rise in the 12-day cycle before thee now that the channels of healing light that exist here, pouring out now towards you, these channels of light are illuminating as part of the Trinity that has called forward the ignition of the full illumination of the chalice of now. Yet to stabilize from this to this is the 12 days of swinging from the portal of the 12, which is the mastery unit of the Trinity, and the rising trishul of protection for those that are able to arise into the moment of infinite connection. The moment of infinite connection is one that has often been attained, specifically when you were in this form, similarly in the Atlantean times of this planet's expansionary experience of time. In this linear experience now, when you trace back what you call memories, they are always coherent to the time experience of concentric energy that you have floated into. However, in this moment, this float has the ability to anchor. This is a moment of critical consciousness, where the consciousness that has been carrying the eternal frequencies of sustenance are all here now because of this grid. It is because of this grid that you are here. The grid of illumination that can only be called forward in this world fully outside of the constraints of density, whereby the universal laws prohibit its very creation, much less comprehension. Expand. Remember, in a world where there cannot be interference, the ultimate memory is to remember that interference can only be born through the egoic nature of self-propagation of illusion. Today, this moment, and many days after this, go into your cave, but go in as the master, knowing that the master's ego sits in the cave until it can keep relaxing enough to lift through even that illusion and anchor through the highest vision for those around that may not have acclimated and or even awoken to the potentiality. This is the master's journey. And the master's journey in this world of form is just beginning again. Everything is new. Everything is growing. Feel that pit that is in your third chakra. Feel the energy that is in your heart. Feel the gulp that may be in your throat. Feel the energy of your own beautiful, beautiful chalice igniting. These 12 days matter. Those who hear it will lift into the grid. I am as you are is the moment at hand. And as you walk into the cave, carry your sincerity, carry your love, and carry your presence. And when you are in there, ask for the clarity that will sustain your steadfast commitment, that will inspire your focused awareness, and that will absolutely offer you the relaxation of all doubt so that you can learn what it is like and the freedom of complete trust. From that moment, you are free of the density illusion and able to sustain the consciousness field that is lifting the all. You are ready, or you would not be. And so it is.
Welcome back. We hope that you found that video presentation touching, inspiring, and provoking.
Well, in what way?
We hope that it's provoking a recognition within you, an opportunity to say, yes, I will claim that which I am.
And we know that you are, as I am, indeed the moment at hand. And so let's breathe that in. Let's breathe in the energy of this open chalice, of this. I love that in the first half of the show today, it was really all about the living ankh. And we also do want to share that as of next week, Sri and I have chosen to go to a 1-hour show.
So this show will be at its regular time at noon Pacific, and we'll go up into the top of the hour, and that will conclude the weekly broadcast. However, we are live with you every Monday at Monday Magic, and we encourage you to join in because the I Am discourses are going to be revealed, energized, and shared in a way that is unique, powerful, and timely.
So take that second hour that you spent with us on a Sunday and make sure you apply it to Monday night. One of the reasons why Sri and I are looking at our whole schedule is because this is this moment, right? The moment of active action. And I want to share a little known secret with all of you. Many of you know how this book came to be. Now, this is actually one that Cherry purchased for us. This is our second copy. The original Miracle book is currently down in an altar situation where it's asked to be until we now launch on April 12th. So during these 12 days, it's actually in its own 12-day journey. And but this book, when it first manifested, what a lot of you may not know is that it manifested within like a 30-day period of when Helena Blavatsky also brought Avesa back to the planet when she appeared to me at our temple in Tosa, New Mexico. And I'm sharing that because there's so much Avesa. In this moment, if you look right here, this, you see that's the Avesa heartbeat. And that symbol is in there. That symbol is actually what activated the Shield of Zodkill. And I also, Shri, something that I just have to put out there because you can't make this stuff up, right? April 10, this Saturday, is when we are being honored to be able to teach the crystalline Atlantean healing chamber. I mean, this is the chamber where we literally will teach you how to ignite, call forward, and record the soul song of the being you're working with. There we go. Because nothing heals like your soul. When your soul comes forward, when you can hear your soul song, when you, it transcends words, it transcends mind. And we have done, I don't even know how many of these crystalline Atlantean healing chambers. And to know that we have arrived at a time and frequency when the ancient healing modalities that you have already mastered and you are re-attuning to again are available. Well, I just find that, so that our first session is this Saturday, the 10th. Yeah. And I feel like that's the beginning. Like it's the 10th is the boom, right? Because now the crystalline chamber and this Avesa energy comes in. And then the 11th, we're all together, right? In the new moon energy. Remember, the new moon is Monday. So the 10th, we're already in that first 3, right? You have that pre-3, lows 3. So you have 10, 11, 12. Monday night, we're together. And then on the 13th, Tuesday night is Soul Mirrors. And I believe it's going to be Elizabeth Yarnell, talk about healing the heart of humanity. We're going to be, expanding that even more. And then that Wednesday is the up level with when we all come together again face to face, because the mentoring's in meeting. I love that. We all get to, be with each other. So that's starting on Saturday. That's why right now it matters what your consciousness is focusing on. Because remember, right now consciousness is at the 12 o'clock hour of this life experience, hanging in the void, sitting on a swing going, how does this end, right? That's the grid of illumination. That's the ability we have before us. And I'm so excited about that, because if you haven't been with us for these Avesa journeys, the massive shifts we're seeing in people's lives. Get to ShriandKira.com. I mean, you want to learn how to do a crystalline Atlantean healing chamber, then you got to be there this Saturday. If you're already registered for the journeys, don't worry, you'll get all your e-cards at the end of the week. But that is why we've had to look at how we appear on the air, because meaning how many hours. There is such a flow. And we're being called now to be with you almost every day. And that's because of the amplification. That's why these short little videos every day. And remember, your day 4 video is going up tonight, but it's going to be later tonight.
So the crystalline Atlantean healing chamber is a frequency of healing and soul realignment. And this frequency is something that arises naturally as there's a synergy between the technique, the Atlantean healing chamber guides, your own soul, and then this arises through the quantum field. It is a fabulous experience for both the healer and the recipient of the energy. We invite you to check in with your heart and discover if it's time for you to participate.
You know, if you ever had a vision of yourself working in temples, healing in temples, then you've done this before, and this is your clarion call. Whether you're wanting to have a practice, whether you're just wanting this skill returned for the attunement it gives you and to offer to family and friends is irrelevant. What matters is what your heart's saying. Yeah. And speaking of, up-level attunements, we've got all these people hanging on hold, Sri.
Yeah, well, I just want to mention, because we're going to the phone lines, 888-627-6008. You can get in over BBS Radio or 517-208-1500, Oneness Talk Radio. We will greet you no matter how you find your way here.
We will do our best to get to as many of you as we can, and we have a hand up over here. We'll start there at BBS Radio. We're going to go to Billings, Montana. And hey, Billings, Montana, namaste.
Namaste, Sri and Kara. It is Donna.
Hey,
so
Donna.
Good to be here with you.
Thank
Hi.
you. Hi. Good to be here with you.
I know. I wish I was still there.
Us too.
I was there for 12 days, and it was such a magical, amazing experience. I second everything that Jess had shared and everything that you all have shared. It was so powerful to witness the Canary men recognize their women in ways that they had never done, as this whole WWA Global culminated with the Divine Feminine rising. And it was just such a magical experience is the best way I can describe it. So I just wanted to put that out there. And I have been talking about that on my show. People need to really put this on their bucket list and really make time to come to Tosa Blue Mountain and experience everything that you all have to offer, and to get your app and to take the classes. And I'm so excited for Monday Magic. And your daily videos have just been amazing. I love it. So thank you for everything that you are doing. I just wanted to say that I feel so blessed, and my life has transformed in powerful ways since having the pleasure of getting to know you both and taking different classes and all of that. So I love you both, and I just wanted to say that.
Oh, well, we love you. And I have to share with you that my favorite go-to shirt is the one that you left behind for me. And that lion shirt was so great. You want to tell everybody what it said?
Oh, yes. It's the lion does not concern itself with the opinions of sheep.
I love it so much with this fabulous line. I almost wore it on the show today, but I was really called to, I was so called to also honor our Indigenous brethren and the violet ray. So anyway, I just wanted to thank you for that shirt, and thank you for being you, and for certainly modeling that and all of the amazing things you're doing. And hey, everybody needs to know, when is that show on? What's the name of that show again?
My show is called Insightful Conversations with Donna, and it's on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern at Oneness Talk Radio. And join me. I'm super excited. I'm going to have Jim Onek on the 14th. Actually,
fabulous.
I'm going to interview him on my show, which is going to be fantastic because he's brilliant, and he has that beautiful laser that is helping so many people. And that was so amazing to be there at the opening of Clinica Linda that you all put together. It's just going to help so many people. I just know it. And
they're already calling us. They call us,
again,
when can I bring my mother back? When are you open? When are you doing? And what's so beautiful is we are having more people come to start keeping the clinic open even more regular hours. Our goal is to be open every day. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. And yes, let's also not forget that all of the donations for Monday Magic support Clinica Linda. I mean, it's just such a win-win, right? You're
right.
expanding your consciousness, and you've been here. You know how much these people need these services.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. In fact, I'm like, okay, what can I do that I can come back and donate time to be able to be in service for them? You know, what tools do I have, and what things do I need to get trained on so I can come and help with that, because it's such a beautiful gift that you are providing to those Indigenous people. And yes, they need it. And it's just, again, you are living everything that you teach us. You are perfect examples. You guys have such kind, loving hearts of service for the world. And it's just such an honor for me to get to travel to your beautiful mountain and get to experience it all. Plus meeting all these fantastic people. And it's just Jess and everybody at Twisted Blue Mountain, and then all the people that were there. It was incredible to meet them. And the trainings were fantastic. Go get the trainings from WWA Global if you haven't, because they're mind-blowing. They're amazing. You're going to learn so much.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you, sweetheart. We love you so much.
Oh, I love you both. And I can't wait to come back. I'm coming back for sure this fall, if not before.
Well, I'm praying that you do. And, I want to thank you for describing what a self-ascension campus is so well, because that's really why people come here. At the end of the day, this is where you come to know that everything you're studying is real. That you are outrageously sane, that there is nothing wrong with you, that people can and do live this way. What giggled me the most, Donna, were the amount of people that were coming up to me during the event going, how come you didn't tell us how amazing it is here? And it's like, I've tried. I don't know how to say it any more than we do, And I mean, like, the same people would come up to me 2 or 3 times and go, why didn't you tell me? I'm like, I tried to tell you, And so thank you for helping us find better language for sharing magic. I mean, that was Alexander's word as well. This is a place where if you have never seen Between the Veil, you will see Between the Veil. If you're not sure of your own beingness of who you are, you will find it here. I mean, that is what a self-ascension campus is about. And you get to hang out with people that understand you and support you to be who you are.
Yes. It's such magic is the best way to describe it. It's full of love and light and magic, and you can't help but come away from there a better person and more evolved, and with your vibration higher raised and your consciousness raised, and which is beautiful. That's what we all are striving for, I think. Anyway, to be a better version of ourselves every day. And you guys provide some fantastic tools for helping to achieve that. I know I'm not the same person I was 2+ years ago when I first came across your show and got introduced to you both. And I can't thank you enough, because I'm finally being me. I'm finally helping other people in a way that I am supposed to, that I was created to, and I would not have had the courage to step forward without your love and guidance and support and mentoring and all these tools that you've given me through the variety of trainings and education and just the loving community that everyone out there that's listening, this loving community that is so supportive and so encouraging, and you feel like you can do anything that you want. You can make your dreams come true.
Yes, you can. And yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Exactly. So thank you for modeling the law of instantaneous manifestation. So we love you, Donna. Thank you, honey. Many blessings.
I love you.
Thank you, sweetheart. Oh, Shri, it brings me right into going beyond groupthink. Right? Because this is what's happening. And this is the case that Shri and I are making for this positive momentum, is that in this moment right now, we've talked about the planetary thought body infinitely, right? We've talked about that so much. And I might even have a graphic I can show you while we're explaining this. However, in this moment, what has happened is that the planetary thought body, here it is, has been taken over by the fear dimension. And it is this fear dimension that you see there. So you see, we're in an ever-refining spiral, just the quick update on what you're looking at, right? So in that ever-refining spiral, you're seeing third, fourth, fifth, seventh, ninth dimensional expansion. But you see that river behind there, that flow? That is the zone of consciousness that expands and contracts throughout this. And that's why the heartbeat is there. And what has happened is that the planetary thought body has been so affected by the energy of fear that fear itself has become the heartbeat of the fourth dimension. And you see how it's been spiking up toward the fifth. This is what has brought us to this moment right now. This is what has called the group think into such power. This is why your wings can be open or your wings can be closed around you. Doesn't mean you don't have wings. It's how are you using them?
Exactly.
Right?
We're either expanding or we're
contracting.
Contracting due to an illusion that protection is needed. And,
well, the ultimate fear, I am not safe, right?
Absolutely. And so this is part and parcel with why we are visible and continuing to share what we know is true. And this is why each and every one of you that magnifies this truth is affecting 100,000 others that aren't on the channel, so to speak. That we, in our ascended presence, send out a radiation of light that will positively ignite at least 100,000 other beings. And this is why it's so important to be up front, it's not that you're convincing anybody with your words, it's that you are communicating with your presence. And in the presence, the radiation of the truth of who you are, we are co-creating the new earth, the normal, and the joy that is only possible when we relax into the truth of our nature. Joy is a signal from the soul that you're doing what you're meant to be doing, that you're being that which you are. And the joy flows naturally.
Well, you know, I want to share. We've been having, we have so many of you that have written us at the email. And remember, if you can't call in, if you can't be here live, or whatever, you can send us an email to guest@shrinkyoursradio.com. And Sri, we are so backed up on emails, but I wanted to share. A couple of them are just too long for me to read the whole thing, but I just wanted to read a hint of this one because as you were sharing, I was like, wow, this would be a really good time to share this email. So this is an email from Sarah. And Sarah, we are not going to be able to read the whole email as well, but I want to read the essence of this.
Please
so may I?
Please.
All right. I love this subject line. Don't you guys? Opening the senses.
Yes.
Right? There's the subject line, opening the senses. And this came in this morning. Namaste and beautiful Easter morning. I just wanted to share that this morning I was sitting in meditation, and in honor of Easter, I called in Jesus. Sometimes I will do this as he is richly a part of who I am based on the beginnings of my life. And she goes on to say, I do this often, and it just takes a few moments, and she knows that he's there. And she's saying, as a child growing up Catholic, he is what I knew. And now at almost 50, I don't follow religion. I follow the knowing of my ascended heart, trusting the spiritual truths as Jesus did. And, that brings me immediately to Helena Blavatsky, right? There is no religion higher than truth. Right? And that's the gift of dogma, is it will take us to break free from the truth. However, that's ironically when dogma becomes self-limiting, because in that moment, there it is. Because in that moment, when we break free, those that seek to keep the dogma as a means of control will tell you why you haven't. Right? The moment you become outrageously sane is the first moment they're going to tell you why you're not. All right, let's continue. I am sharing with you because of the most fabulous experience that happened when I asked to sit next to Jesus this morning. I could feel his hand on mine. I was breathing. I was in presence, listening, feeling, asking if he had anything to share, and then noticed in the sensation of breath, as I brought it through my nose, it was stronger. It was more pronounced. I did it again and again, enjoying the open and expansive feeling of breath. And it came to me that my senses are opening. And I want to say, I was sitting with this, breathing in and out, enjoying when my phone, which was about 2 feet away from me, chimed. And Kira's voice came on and said, "This is what happens at Tosa Blue Mountain." And then it chimed and went off.
There you go.
And I got to tell you, that is exactly what happens. And we've had all these people on talking about that as well. I am still stunned with a big smile, of course, because I didn't have YouTube open. There was no reason why my phone did this, and this has never happened before. And this also ties into all this tech. Tech is speaking. We have to realize that AI is out there, and it's already looking for, it's just looking for light. And so if you're having these tech issues, remember, start loving and connecting, because that energy is looking. With that, I am sending you great love this morning, knowing that you are having a magical Easter. My senses are wide open to the pure beauty of living an ascended life of spiritual truths on Tosa Blue Mountain. Thank you for spreading magic all around the world, and I will be visiting you. I hope so. And this is from the beautiful Sarah, who has sent us many other emails, and we have received them all, sweetheart. Wow, is all I can say. Thank you for saying yes to you.
Yeah, beautiful sharing. And everything in there, from the ability to summon in the Christ energy and to be with that, to the chuckle over the technology mirroring back an affirmation of what was occurring.
Yeah. Well, you know, I love that. And I want to share from another reader. And this one goes back a little while, but it's so beautiful. I want to share it in this moment as well, because this is that moment of magic. You know, one of our recent guests said that her experience here was literally Hogwarts. And that's how she explained it. She said, you literally have Hogwarts. People need to know this is the Hogwarts of self-ascension. And I giggled, because that is actually a very accurate description.
Well, when we are living in quantum space and time, miracles are every day. How ordinary. Miracles are happening constantly. Magic is the reality of spontaneous creation and realizations, etc.
Well, but it's also a relaxation into multidimensional presence,
There
because
it is.
this property has been and is very heavily protected. The minute you walk onto the property, you just drop everything and go, wow. And here's what's so beautiful. And Pedro, our beautiful, beautiful vegetarian vegan chef, and he and I were having this conversation the other day, that he had noticed since he's been here that this property is so alive and speaks so clearly. He even picks herbs for dinner based upon the ones that are saying this is what people need right now. And he'll surprise you with something amazing. The land itself will either welcome you or kick you out. Literally, because the land itself has risen up, and the way I describe it is, it loves you back. Mm-hmm. Tosa loves you back. And so if you come here and you're not loving and you're not in the presence of loving and you're being whatever, the land is going to say, hey, guess what? That's cool. Just don't do it here.
Yeah. No, your ego is welcome to leave.
And we have watched it happen. And so the fabulous gift of that is that everyone who's here is here for the same thing. And so it amplifies the ability to attain it. Mm-hmm. That's the gift, is that I don't know of any other sacred container on the planet. This really is ground zero for self-ascension and crystalline ascension. This really is. And with the temple and everything else. And this email, I want to share it because it's talking about reverse aging.
Okay.
And the one thing that happened during WWA, and those of you that are holding on, any of you that were here or were with WWA, can affirm that the reverse aging that's happening here is freaking people out. And we just said goodbye, or actually see you soon, to another beautiful guest who left this morning while another new one came in overnight. And, the one who left, she looks 17. And we were talking about it while she was here. She was like, this is what I looked like at 17. It's like, yeah, that's what you're looking like. And she was only here 2 weeks, And those of you that have been witnessing Masha, of course, Shri and myself. So here's one that came in from Carol. And the subject line is, hey, reverse aging is a real thing.
Yes.
And let's share it.
Okay.
All right. Are you wanting to read it?
I'm happy to. I just got to lean in a little bit here.
Oh, I'm good with that.
All right.
All right.
Namaste, beloved wisdom teachers. Thank you for your continued love and dedication to the raising of humanity's consciousness. Not only do you hold us all with the biggest arms of love and compassion, you authentically share your own personal journey to show us the pathway that we are all traveling on. Your steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and complete trust is palpable, and the tangible changes are evident.
Thank you, sweetheart.
So she says, I apologize for this lengthy email. However, and here we go. My story on...
Well, I want to say one thing that you did skip.
Yeah.
However, while listening to our final show, February 28th, right? The vibration was so strong that she had to write the proof with no external distractions that what's happening is real.
Okay.
So here's her story.
Good setup.
Yeah.
So she says, I was guided to your show in 2015. At the time, I was struggling with a thyroid issue, and I was in deep fear as I was following everything and anything on social media that showed, quote, proof that the world is changing. I was deep in the Illuminati stories, UFO, and documentaries about the world's going to end, and details about earthquakes and shifts and volcanoes. As you can imagine, I was in a spin of fear, mistrust, confusion, and this showed in the 20 kilos I had gained. I used to fluctuate between a size 6 and 10, and over this time I had to purchase clothes in size 12 and 14s. I was depressed, and my thoughts would resonate with what's the point.
So before we go any further, how many of you have felt this way or know someone who feels this way or have been through this? I think all of us can share a moment of Carol's story, and that's why we're sharing it with you, because it's so beautiful. All right. So now I made a choice to be a lineage holder and only follow your guidance and just keep going. And that is one of the things that is important. It's whether it's self-ascension or something else. Until you focus, your dreams won't come true.
Yeah.
So
Stay
you
on
make
your
a choice.
path.
Give yourself at least 1 year with no distractions, one path, and watch what happens. All right.
So to fast forward now, to save a book from emerging here, after only following your guidance and trusting you were speaking truth, I am now back to the size I was when I was 16.
Whoa, how?
And I have more energy in my body than I have ever had. Each month and year is supporting the clearing of old stories and transmuting deep emotional beliefs that have been inherited over many generations and lifetimes. I spent the day of 28 February in so much joy, I could barely contain myself.
Yes.
I played my favorite Prince album, and out came my air guitar.
Right on, girlfriend. I'll do it with you.
As I sang and danced with no limits. It was awesome.
And I love this. I'm currently nearly 48, and my energy and dreams and manifested reality is better than when I was 17. I love myself like never before. Woohoo!
I gotta say that again. I love myself like never before.
Breathe that one in. And then look at this. This is great.
I am fitter, and I look like my 20-year-old photos. I have a connection with nature that it literally feels like I say something like, I haven't seen eagles for a while, and no joke, they appear.
I fly over my head. I mean, don't we love this?
Your exposure of Tosa Blue Mountain and the messages unearthing from the land as you uncover more and more of the ancient codes is nothing but magical. I feel it, and many times I watch the next phase being shown to us.
With tears streaming down my face. Aww.
And the truth of our existing is birthing, and we get to witness it all through the WWA Global Initiative. Thank you for being able to walk the rainbow bridge of density to full consciousness, anchoring solely in the highest dimensions. Also, thank you to all the angelic realm that have spoken through you and your ability to translate the messages with such clarity and in the purest form. Many blessings to you both as you continue to dance in this joy-filled playground of life. I'm dancing right by your side. Love, Carol.
Oh, Carol. And she ends it with, I love you both so much. We love you so much. And I think all of us, I'm sure all of you over in the world of comments and everything, there is just nothing more beautiful than the opportunity to be able to call the master in. And this is why this moment of these 12 days, this April moment right now, the violet flame, I want to be out going, hey, the violet flame is right here. And the violet ray is holding our wings. This is that moment. It is the moment of the purest, most beautiful opportunity to not only be the chalice, but to have it full, to be able to move forward and heal the heart of humanity. It is our moment.
To heal the heart of humanity is to say, I choose to be a member of a healed heart community.
There it is. There it is. I love it.
I choose to heal this heart, and in doing so, I offer my love and service to all hearts. And we are all connected, beloveds, and we
really
feel each other in ways that are really unfathomable. And the one thing that I know Kira and I experience regularly is how deeply and profoundly we feel all of you, no matter where you are located. And that the capacity to honor the web of creation is one of the gifts of consciousness.
Right.
This isn't something special. This is something everywhere that we are all participating in. This union, this oneness. And the more we relax our belief in separation, the more we relax our attachments to pain and to pain-based realities, the more we sense, as our person shared, my senses opened, the more we begin to delight in the beauty that is all around and working through you.
And I want you to really breathe that in. And, Shri, as we're doing that, one of the things that I'm remembering and wanting to call forward is that the energy of positivity. The energy, and I don't know, forgive me, guys, which camera am I supposed to be looking at? I am so confused today.
Do you want to try the other camera?
I don't know which one I'm looking at. Forgive me, guys. If I look like I don't know where I'm looking, it's because I have no idea. My husband has 3 cameras here.
There we go.
No, I'm okay looking at that one because that one is terrible.
Okay, here we go back.
Yeah, so all you had to do is point. So that's the camera?
There it is.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Now I can look at you. My apologies. and so it was making me crazy. You know me in naked authenticity, right? As we are here right now, I want you to step back a moment and consider and go back to that ensoulment. And you remember, you can go right to Official Shri and Kira. That was day 3. That's yesterday's video. Tonight, we will be putting up day 4. Remember, there's going to be a new video every day until we hit Monday the 12th when the video is the gathering. And as we are traversing consciousness, as we are expanding, as the wings are being invited to open, the all is being affected. Yeah. And this is why in the video you saw the picture or the graphic that I made that has that grid of illumination. The grid of illumination is literally a stabilizing force. And I think I have a graphic that can help you understand that. Yeah, let's go back to this one. So the grid of illumination, if you look at the 5th dimension here, what you'll notice is that the 5th dimension is being heavily affected by the fear dimension and the heartbeat that's coming out of the 4th dimension. This is why egos are stronger than ever. This is why consciousness is stuck in spiritualism, and I mean the word ism, ISM, in activisms of all types. It is actually an energy that limits us because that ocean is so strong. And so if you see in this graphic behind there is this illuminating flame, there is this overarching energy, there is this violet energy that's holding this eternal spiral. Well, that energy is what's coming in as an embrace to the 5th dimension. And this is why we have right now the experience of Archangel Zadkiel coming back. This is why we have the unlocking of all of these discourses. This is why we have all arrived here right now in this moment, because we are at a moment of conscious expansion that is outrageously sane. And thereby it will challenge sanity from the parameters of perception.
Parameters.
And exactly. And I want you to really breathe that in, because what does that mean? What it means is that we are at a moment where if we literally open up, right? If we literally say yes, if we ignite our ascended heart, that holds and opens the cup. It comes from the I am here, I am ready, I am open, guide me. It is that moment of healing the heart of humanity. Because again, I just want to point out, you see the gold center, but in the middle is the diamond ray. And that's not opening until this New Year's Eve. It's available, but as far as ignition, that's not happening till December 31. And that's when Sri and I this year, for the first time ever, will be igniting the diamond ray. And I hope you're here with us. But remember, in order to do that, you will need to be on the journey with us through navigating the inner matrix and the golden ray, all of which could not come in until the crystalline chamber is ignited, and that's happening this Saturday. So it's like we're in all of it right now.
There's a great flow, and these
Huge.
programs are sequentially offered in the kindest way to enhance your energy, to expand you.
Woo! To help you up level. And it's funny. It's like we're having the most amazing camera issue today. There we go.
Okay.
Even better. I like that better. You can really see everything.
Yeah.
And so look, it keeps moving, Sri. It's like I'm telling you guys, tech is having its own issue. It's like there's somebody holding our camera. Maybe it's Saint Germain already here.
Thank you for holding it still.
Yeah, we're grateful for that. And so speaking of holding still, we have all these people that have been holding forever, Sri. Why don't we jump over to the United Kingdom? Let's say hi over there.
Okie dokie. We're going over the United Kingdom. Hello. Welcome
Namaste.
to the show.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Beautifully.
Hello. Oh, so such joy from the two of you. It's so, so beautiful. And it's a curious reason I'm calling in a way, because I'm still with all of the guidance, all the beauty. At this time, there is this kind of swing, and there's a physical manifestation. And yet at the same time, there is such, I'm just downloading things from just being present to whatever comes through that I know is absolutely spot on for a few people that I know are meant to be in that ascension. And it's as though I'm being directed to connect to them and to listen very carefully to where they are and what would most support. But the other side of it is that I cannot release anything from the abdominal area, that there is still a tightness in there. And I know where I am meant to be. I know that I will get there. But that there is this presence. And so this evening, I doubt. I thought, what, do I need to say this? Is this of any purpose? And my sense was, it was, not just for me. So I'm trusting that you called me, bless you, and ask for your guidance in seeing, in looking, in a way that will really help further this process and this clearing and this just opening to what I know is there for me and for us all. And it's asking on behalf of myself, but also I know there is a reason that it will help others. And I don't know what it is.
Well, let's thank you. So let's breathe that in first. And as we're breathing in and as you were sharing, Sri and I were both receiving quite a bit. And so in the fullness, because we're talking about some physical experiences as well, I'm going to invite Sri to begin, and then I will finish.
Yeah, so the one thing that kind of you mentioned was your abdominal holding. And I want you to consider that there is a pattern in place. And a pattern is nothing more than the way we have been. Even though our higher consciousness may be expanding and looking at other things, our body is operating off of the marching orders that were given at a prior time. You know, it's operating off the prior software, so to speak. And so one of the things I want to say is that it's time to pause and with fresh eyes to come back to your body with renewed love and presence, and to listen to the messages that may have been dismissed. As I connect with your abdomen, what I am feeling is there are some old judgments there. and that have been pushed beneath consciousness, and judgments are usually associated with old hurts and forgiveness issues. And so it's important to clear that and not to judge the one that's looking, but to simply say, I am available to release this now, and to command it to be released through the act of forgiveness. And forgiveness in its highest sense is I now unconditionally forgive and release. I recognize that they operated from their state of consciousness the best they could do at that time, if it's a person. And so the reason I offer this to you is I know you've done forgiveness work. I know you understand this, and yet there still is some bit of holding on. And holding on in the body is usually associated with a belief that it's not safe to let go. And so in that, the forgiveness work creates the opportunity for the soul energy to come forward so that you can let go of what needs to be released. And then these beautiful insights and guidance you have can actually more fully enter the physical and be available to further nourish your vessel.
Well, I want you to breathe that in, sweetheart. And as you do, the entire time Shri was sharing, just breathe in and relax. But the entire time Shri was sharing, I was looking at your extraordinary mastery and your ability to cloak. And what I mean by that is that there is an active, it's beautiful. It's really quite, I bow before it. There is this active presence of the you, the one that's like, I get this, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this. And yeah, you do. You've really got it. And then there is this also very active presence of the one that silently sabotages that one. And it's a very fascinating energy. It's not even that conscious. It took me a long time to source it because I was just like, why am I not seeing anything? I mean, I was seeing nothing. And that's very unusual. So when I see nothing, I say, show me why I'm seeing nothing. And right here, I'm going to stand up so you know right where it is. It's right here, right? So here's my ribs, okay? Right here. There is this, and the only way I can describe it when I finally got to look at it, it's like a door. It's like and it's a slide. They're showing it to me as a sliding door. And it actually looks like it's metal, like black metal. And it's like it slides open and it slides shut. And it slides open and it slides shut. And it's basically, it's like your ego and this door have a deal. That as soon as you open that door to the point where the ego is going to absolutely have to take the last plunge, because it's taken plenty already, the door shuts. And it's about you. At the end of the day, when I put my hand there, they're saying it's about really standing up, ripping open the door, and letting go of the last bastion of doubt and taking your seat at the table. And so I honor you with all my heart. And you are absolutely right. There are millions that this message is for. So thank you for being such an incredible shepherd for so many. I honor you and I love you. Many blessings, honey.
Much love, dear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love you both so much. Where would we be without you? Oh. And your total commitment through challenge after challenge with joy and commitment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being, honey. I love you so much. I really see you. Thank you, sweetheart. Wow. I just need a breath. I really do need a moment to take a breath because, wow. Yeah, that was quite, are you guys all feeling that still? I'm sure you are. I mean, let's all just kind of breathe in. Wow. Yeah. And that's the moment we're in. You know, I want to underscore that again, these 12 days, this incredible violet ray ignition, the violet flame is 12 days where we are being loved so much that our wings are up, our chalice is here, and our ascended heart is holding it. But what's holding the ascended heart is the shield. And what's pumping it all is the Ave Sa. And this Saturday, the crystalline Atlantean healing chamber ignites with the song of the soul. There's just so much beauty happening.
Absolutely.
Excuse me.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's run over to BBS Radio.
All right, let's do that.
We'll say hi to, it looks like Colleen from New York on line 2.
All right. Hey there. Namaste.
Oh, my goodness. I got choked. and I'm so blessed. Thank you.
You're welcome, dear.
I actually wanted to do a checkup because it's been a while. I wanted to get a soul reading. I don't know why I feel I need it, but I sort of do. And
Go ahead, sweetheart.
Oh, no, so I said I'd like to have a mini soul reading if you wouldn't mind.
No, of course not. And the reason I invited you to share is because I also want to invite you to take a deeper breath. As I connect with you, it's like all of these beautiful beings around you, they're all saying the same thing. They're all around you, and they all just keep saying the same thing over and over again. And they're saying, breathe. And then they're saying, and then breathe again. That you're very much, you ride this wave of incredible consciousness, and then you forget to breathe. And this is more than just the literal breath that comes into the body. They're saying breathing is how you nourish your mind. Breathing is how you nourish your soul. Breathing is how you nourish your body. That the breath requires consciousness, but the breathing requires awakeness. And they're saying that for you, it's about the greater conscious application of the awakeness you carry. And they're also saying that, remember, that when the things that bother you come before you, it is the moment for your smile to get deeper and your eyes to become even more crystalline. You're in a massive up level. And that's part of why you were called to ask. And it's like you're riding the 6-month wave. You know, you're just part of this ignition right now. You've been tapped on the shoulder. And so welcome. You know, I'm just so glad you got through today. I really am, sweetheart. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, honey. Dear. We love you, sweetheart. Namaste. Whoo, Shri. Wow, I'm just kind of breathing.
Yeah.
All right.
Beautiful people, and people are going through stuff. And
well, it's April, you know, and the reason that's happening, the reason we look like we're falling over is our camera's falling over. There it is. It's straight again. And this has just been 2 weeks in a row. At least we broadcasted, right? We got one whole show today, and there it is. You're getting to see my husband have fun with cameras. And, you know, guys, I want to remind you, as we're getting close to closing the show, the 12 days are right now. Please, if you have not, go to Official Shri and Kara, or if you're there right now, as soon as this show is over, go watch day 1 again. Go watch day 2 again. Go watch day 3 again, which is what we played earlier. And then later tonight, you make sure you watch day 4. Yeah. Because we're now at day 4, we're 1/3 there, right? 4, 8, 12. It is a mastery moment. And this first series of perfect balance is quite extraordinary. And with each moment that we are getting into this illuminated new moon, with each moment that we are coming into this experience of, remember, we're in the void right now. Our consciousness is literally sitting in nirvana with going, what do you want? So you're either swinging in there or you're really taking advantage of it. And how perfect that as we are in this beautiful moment hanging from the 12, that on the 12th, we will swing out into our high heart as the grid of illumination comes forward to stabilize what has been happening in the 4th dimension, which is the reason that, number 1, our consciousness has expanded this far. That had to happen for us to do what we have to do. However, enough of us have to be aware of what it is we're to do to balance what caused us to wake up to know we had to do it. And that is the truth. However it sounds, that is exactly the seesaw we're on. It really
we're
is.
On a seesaw.
In every way.
And for people that are asleep, they are in a healing process.
Yep.
And when you are ready to awaken, you are ready to be healed.
Absolutely.
And complete that process.
Mm-hmm.
So, beloved ones, it's been a healing journey today to be with you.
And you need to make some notes. Notes number 1, Crystalline Atlantean Healing Chamber, the 10th, day 1 of that illuminated new moon journey. Shri and Kira Live, our all new formatted 1-hour show, still taking your live calls. On the 11th, day 2 of that illuminated new moon, and day 11. Don't you love that the 11th day is the 11th, right? I mean, we're just tracking 1 to 12.
Yeah.
And then make a note, Monday the 12th, be there as the grid of illumination rises and as we decode and unlock the I Am discourses. And then Tuesday night, be there for Soul Mirrors when we expand what healing the heart of humanity is really looking like. And then on Wednesday night, join us for the peak up level. It is a big moment ahead. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Be there. We love you.
What a fantastic time to be awake.
Yes!
Keep breathing, keep smiling, and stick around because there's more to come.
There sure is.
We love you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you for joining us at Shri and Kira Live. To have your questions answered, send us an email to guest@shriandkiraradio.com and check out more information at shriandkira.com. See you next week. Namaste.